Okay, we have more future talk. I'm going to talk more and more about the future that you and I have control over. I want to talk to you because I got some feedback with my prophecy that I shared with you that was a big indicator of what's going on out there, and want to talk to you to find out which future are you going to join. And yeah, there are multiple endless futures. How does that work? And how do you participate in something really beautiful? No more fretting, no more anxiousness, no more fear. Let's break through it. Are you ready? I want to talk about your future. What's coming and what's here right now. Let's go. Yeah, I just went for a walk again. You know, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. You know, it's true, it's the humidity. So I'm going to fan myself because, you know, this is like, I have a lot of thick hair. This is like wearing a blanket on your head. You want to talk about our future? I want to talk about our future. All right, so what I want to share with you is, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I have an indicator of what's going on out there, according to who's on my channel, of course. And we do research other platforms to see what people are doing, saying what they want. I want to give you what you want. Do you want an amazing future? Do you? I'm going to talk about that. There's something that goes on with human beings that's so interesting. This might be a little bit of an epiphany for you. All right, the question is, do you want a happy, exciting future? I teach breakthrough fear. I don't say eliminate fear because of this one thing. If our future was perfect, if we eliminated everything here that caused any kind of stress or pain or, you know, whatever that we go through all the time, if we eliminated that, what would be left? Bliss? Okay, well, that's what we came from. So why did we come here? We came here to experience all of this. You know, some of you are addicted to it. You love the drama. Now let me share with you the feedback from my last prophecy. My prophecy wasn't a, what do you think this is? It was I had a direct message in my dream of a situation with our friends overseas that are battling it out right now. And the responses that I got from you surprised me. What about this organization, and what about that group, and what about these guys, and they're doing this because of that? And I realized, you're on fear channels. Yeah, a lot of you out there looking at fear. Watch this video, do this, look at, I don't have to, and neither do you. And I'm going to tell you what could happen for you right now. This is a choice at this moment. That future is according to what you do right now, what you think in your choice right now. And that is, if you see us as fragmented, good, bad, evil, you know, the light versus and all this battle, it is so. We came here to be able to create anything that we desire as dense individual humans, not something that we experience on the other side. Now here's what might be an epiphany for you. Every single creation on this planet, in this program, it is a program. We chose it. This is the play. This is what we're going to play out. Here are the rules. The rules are that you come in a human body, you play that out. You know, you get to find out what you are, and then you decide if you raise your frequency and help others, or if you go into total density and darkness. It is all a choice, not to be judged. So the rules here are that everything on this planet, in this holographic matrix game, has a challenge. Everything has a nemesis, even nature. If you came here as an animal, we're like, we should be like animals, they're perfect. No, they have enemies too, right? Supposed. They have predators out there ready to take them out. There's always somebody or something that takes them on, if it's not the weather or another species or their own species battling for survival, the elements, they get their own challenges. So they came here as animals, some kind of form, to experience their own challenges as an animal. It doesn't end there. The planet itself is going through the exact same thing. Plants have to go through the process of survival, trying to get that seed in the ground and making it, and then maybe gets eaten by something or trampled, or just has a very short period of life and dies. Every single life form on this planet has to experience diversity, challenges. Now, the difference between us and our little friends out there, nature, is that we don't experience it. We have what's called free will, and so we can make much more, let's just say, expansive or negative choices within this scenario. It's a much more complex game for humans. So you may have been an animal at some point. You don't have to believe in reincarnation. That's your choice also. But maybe you've experienced all of that, and now you're a human. And now it's not as easy. Now it gets really complex, all right? Our future is 100% programmed by every thought. Everybody is so complex that everything is a universe and galaxy and a planet and whatever within everything that exists. Every molecule and particle in your body is an existing little universe in itself. It focuses on this and this and this, and it's all a circle within a circle within a circle. Geometry, pyramids, octagons, whatever, you name it. It all exists in science, all interacting with one another and within one another. So what does that mean for you? You get to choose whatever you want and whatever you believe is true. If you are focused in the energy fields of the math, the quantum field, you will entangle with that. You will actually, as a master manifester, create it. I developed breakthrough fear because of this. I want to share this with you. The first thing that we do is I want to identify your personal fears, because once we know those, we can find out where they came from and place some sense to it. I guarantee you 100% of it comes from something or someone else, the collective, the species, the centuries of control, all of it. But then we go into the second phase of your choices. What are your choices? You get to decide within all of that you experienced what you think about it and how you act, what you believe. That is 100% your choice. Nobody inflicts that on you. Now, those of you are looking out there at these organizations. Landria, have you heard of EFWNT5? No, don't want to. Not wasting my time. I'm not going to tell you to shut your pie hole. I'm going to tell you that you are absolutely allowed to choose what you want. But what are you spreading? What are you spreading? Because that energy field that you're spreading out there is fear when you do that. Because all of those are absolutely fabricated, created by certain people who are choosing it. If you don't choose it, you go into a different reality where people are creating amazing things and not getting caught up in all of that garbage. And I think it's garbage. Why? Because garbage is in the bottom of the basement. I think you are penthouse material. But only you get to choose. It's neither right nor wrong. It's an experience. Right now, we have millions of people stepping into light, knowing that we get to be human beings here. How amazing is that? And it's the most challenging experience is to choose light within the darkness, within the other choices, and to love anyways. Is to not get attached to the material world, but to enjoy it, celebrate it. It's beautiful. To share it. When we go into the material world and we believe it, and we think that's what we are, and we're individuals, and like animals, we're struggling to survive, we become like animals, not a good kind. I'm going to ask you right now where you're placing your attention, because our future, your future, rests 100% on that. So if you're seeking an answer outside of yourself of what could happen, you don't understand that you created it every moment. You're creating it, so why are you looking at anything else? Because you are now creating that. Whatever you focus on, you absolutely contribute to. You're contributing to it. Even if you disapprove of it, you are lighting it up. In other words, you're taking your flashlight and you're placing a light on that thing in the room, the monster in the room. Nothing wrong with monsters. But you're lighting up that probability that exists for some people. And therefore, the more of you that light it up, the more you absolutely participate in it and help to facilitate it. Even if you say, I don't approve, you're still looking at it. You're focused on it. Why? We came here to experience that. It's like an addiction. When we stop having controversy and challenges, it gets boring. And so if we didn't want them, we wouldn't have come here and created this in the first place. Right? We have gone into a very negative space to the point where we have to pull out of this if we want a very pleasant conclusion. Because what we do here affects the entire universe and beyond. We're all one thing. Everything's just one thing. It's not any of this. This is a scenario. It's playing out. It is not real. It's an illusion. We get to play it out and we get to experience how real that feels. And then guess what happens when you go to the other side? The illusion continues. That's illusion also. It is. The archangels and all these, places that people visit. Have you ever noticed the near-death experiences? Some people see Christ, others see Buddha, others see whatever. Why? Because they get to experience and bring with them the energy field that they created continues on, because you are on a spiritual journey that isn't here on planet Earth. This is just one stop in limitless stops. And even over there, you'll go to levels where you don't participate in the illusion of being an individual, right? Because we still think of angels, and those are still individual experiences. That's an illusion also. But it's a much higher one than we're experiencing here. It's part of the game. The angels get to oversee us and help us. That's part of their game. And then there's one above them and above them and above them, beyond what our comprehension is. We're trying to place understanding on something that we cannot understand. Every thought that you have right now is creating everyone. Everyone. This is your challenge. What are the thoughts? Are you sitting there focused on something about who's doing what, and you really have no idea if that's true or not? Yeah. Things are planted out there for you to get caught up in it, to keep you in the cycle of negativity. And many of you are falling for it and sharing information and fighting about, no, this is how it is, and here's what they're doing, and oh, here's what the evil people are. You have all the power in the universe. All of it. There's nothing separate. Nothing higher or below you. It's just all frequencies that we get to choose and go back to. Because you came from the ultimate source. You are that. And it is getting to experience you right now as a human. Those eyes that you look through are the one. And so if you think you're an individual, that's an experience that the one doesn't get as its highest self. And that goes on and on, beyond. So you're creating right now. You alone are creating everything right now. And there'll be others that join you in your creation. And if you are on all the negativity and the fear, it won't be me. It won't be me. I'm here to create, to expand, to discover all that we can be. And that's never ending, right? We learn more and more. We have to get more and more expansive. But if we get caught up in what we think are the realities of the real world, we're still believing that there's one way. These people are that. They're not people. They're illusions. They're your tests. Everything is. What are you going to entangle with? So the future right now is looking extremely bright. Now, I know it's tough, but there is a scenario, and it's already happened, where the planet absolutely destructs. There is a scenario where we're in a golden era. There's a scenario on and on and on of every possibility it exists right now. You get to shift into it. You alone, for your own. You only get to choose for you. And others will become entangled in yours if they choose. So you're not controlling them and they're not controlling you. They're making decisions on whether or not they participate in whatever scenario and experience you chose. That's why certain people show up in your life. You asked for it. You know, people say, you asked for that. It's true, we do. We ask for it. We're asking for a scenario in order for us to learn more. And everything is just a teaching for you to master. So when you break through fear, like I teach, come on over. I have free videos here. You can check it out. I have teachings that we're going into some major, major powerful places. Learning how to live with fear and breaking through it and not allowing it to control us. And right now I'm hearing a lot of you in fear. Why? Because you're still out there looking at stuff and saying this is how things are. It's everything and nothing. It's everything. Yes, what you just said is true. Oh, yes, what you just said is true. Yes, what I say is true. Because that probability that you believe in exists. Is that what you want? So ask yourself right now, what's that focus I've had on? The world where all these, control and all this stuff. Or am I seeing new inventions, new ways of thinking, new teachings, compassion and community? If I'm seeing that, I'm participating in it, that will be my world. That's it. It's just that simple. And it's all just creation, and you do it with every thought. What are you going to do? Clean up your house, clean up your body, clean up what you do with the planet, your animals, everything. They deserve love and healthy foods just like all of us. We have to live in the new world if we want to be in it. It starts now. You have to live every day as if you're in the new world. And you'll experience what's going on around you. It doesn't go away. Because we all came as a collective together. We all agreed to be here together to assist one another. So you'll see it. But by being a higher frequency, you will assist others. And then when you're physically there for them, when they desire it, then you even boost it further. Don't try to think too hard about all of this. So if you come over to my free video series or on to landriaonkka.com, I have a page called Landria's, Healthy Choices, it's called. And I list every product I can that is healthy for us. That's an option for you outside of what you might be choosing right now. Digital Explorers is coming out this year, and if you have a business online or you want to have a business online, even if it's a physical business, obviously we always want to put it online so we can reach bigger audiences. I'm going to host people that want to show the world new things. You'll have requirements. You can't have anything destructive or unethical, all that good stuff. And I'll have training on there also for spiritually conscious businesses. That's going to be another contribution of mine. All right? So once again, you've got to pay your bills. Do it in a way that offers the world something beautiful. You need to get rewarded. Don't be afraid of that. Quit separating yourself from abundance and health and joy. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to have abundance. It's what you do with it and your intentions that count. When you have abundance, are you just buying more stuff, or are you sharing? Are you creating? It's up to you. You can't make a mistake, but I know you're ready for the golden era. It is our future right now. You have to live it right now. Don't get discouraged, my friend. This all is just a flash in the pan. You're going to someplace so beautiful. And you'll get to look back and say, did I make good choices? I could have done better because this is a game. Okay, I'm going to go back. I can master this. Master it now. Master it right now. All right, please subscribe and share my videos. Free videos for online businesses. This is the training that, see, my hair's getting curly. This is the training that I went through. I'm still a student. I continue to create businesses because of this training. And you can too. Start learning, expanding. Do things that you normally wouldn't. No more criticisms. Do or do not. Are you ready? Because you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. I'm going to finish my coffee here.